much. Mr. Curbelo.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairman. Governor Daniels, thank you for your testimony, and I thank all the other witnesses as well. I'm a major proponent of accountability in education. I've been a witness to the positive effects of the modern-day accountability and education reform movement as a school board member in Miami-Dade County, where I served for 4 years. In fact, I credit the modern-day education reform movement with saving our public schools from mediocrity and, in some cases, failure. I've been following your proposal and your project at Purdue to implement the Collegiate Learning Assessment Plus, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that because I have shared this concept with some friends in higher education. Some have been open to it. Others say that a standardized test for higher ed is going to result in standardized colleges and universities, and some other criticisms are that each university is unique and offers a unique product, and that this type of accountability would in fact degrade the purpose of a college education. So I was looking forward to getting some of your thoughts on that.
Just as we thought that one aspect of proving the value of our educational product was to measure more rigorously the success of our graduates year 5 and 10 and more years out, we also believe that the second aspect of that is to measure the growth on campus, intellectual growth of students while on our campus. This is not new, and in this respect we are following the lead of many other colleges who are working on it. It's not simple. There will be no perfect instrument, but over and over, I think across the spectrum of education, we have seen people resist accountability suggestions on the basis that they're not ideal and they're not perfect, and so we can't let it be the enemy of the good. I don't know if the CLA Plus is the best single instrument out there at the moment. It only purports, of course, to measure overall critical learning, that not any specific disciplinary progress that a student may have made. So it ought not lead to any homogenization. There's no reason for that. I don't know how it could be used to do that. But we're working with faculty experts at our campus. We're going to move forward, I do believe, in measuring student growth. It may well include, or at least as a first project, the use of that instrument, but we'll be looking at all ways in which we should do it. We simply embrace the responsibility to demonstrate that for this still expensive cost, a student really progresses at our school and leaves much better prepared for life and citizenship than they would otherwise have been. Everything we know about Boilermakers tells us that. Gallup Purdue told us part of that, and now we accept the responsibility to find some way to say the same thing about the on-campus years.
As you pointed out in your testimony, a lot of young people are increasingly asking the question, what is the true value of a college degree? What is the purpose of going to college? Do you think that as policymakers, encouraging the use of these types of instruments can help answer that question for young people? What can you get out of a 2-year degree, out of a 4-year degree? How will it help you become more qualified for the jobs and the opportunities of this century?
I do. I think it's a legitimate question for people to ask. It may be that not every institution everywhere can produce the proof, but I think it's fair to ask that we do so. I want to go back to something that came up in the previous question about are businesses plugged into schools. I think they're extremely interested in seeing more job-ready, life-ready graduates. I'm worried about businesses unplugging, or in the sense that at some stage they may say, since we can't trust the value of these diplomas young people are showing up with, we're going to go find our own way to certify readiness, our own measurements. And if you can pass that, we'll be less interested in how many years you spent in a traditional college setting. That would be a real danger, and we ought to beat the marketplace to that before it reaches such a conclusion.
Thank you very much. I yield back, Madam Chairman.